everyone not really have a full understanding of what needs to be done for things to run as efficiently as possible. The problem was that we weren't doing it. We were just operating based off people's sheer willpower of just trying to get things done. But a lot of the times we were just running around with our heads cut off, no clear direction. We're missing the sense of purpose of why we were there. I'm the operations manager for Guardian Angel Lock and Security, a locksmithing company at its core, and spreading its arms out to different securities like access control and commercial or residential, and just out there in the community, just trying to provide that security that people are looking for right now. So that's what we do at our base level. The challenges from what I remember that we were facing, some of them we still are, definitely is just on the operation side. Everyone not really have a full understanding of what needs to be done for things to run as efficiently as possible. So we were just operating based off of just people's sheer willpower of just trying to get things done. But a lot of the times we were just running around with our heads cut off, no clear direction. Everything was gray. It was just go out there and just do your job. But there were no expectations, there were no goals. So I was quite surprised, once I had a full understanding of a way a business should operate, I was surprised that Guardian Angel was successful for so long based off the current business model. Like we said, we didn't do any marketing before we met you. I would say 2021, when I started working with you and Ayal, on the weekends and put in those overtime hours, we weren't doing much of it at all. And then now you guided us towards the SEO, improving our presence in Google, online, social media, postings, Google pages, not just posting on social media, but actually creating a plan on when to post, being strategic when we're posting, not just posting just because. And I feel like that definitely has helped us. In the beginning, we were averaging maybe about 1,200 interactions with customers. That's calls, emails, about 1,200 a month. Now we're hovering around 1,700 to 1,800 a month of these customer calls and contacts, which I feel like is a direct result of the SEO and the marketing. You definitely helped us with that for sure. And then if we go into the operations, I feel like a direct result from the operation improvements is our revenue. I know when we first started 2021, we were about around 1.2, 1.3 million in revenue a year. In 2024, just in 2 or 3 years, we're projected to be at about 1.6 to 1.7. So it's somewhere around a 30% increase, which is a major. We only acquired out 2 more employees, 1 person in the office and 1 technician. So I feel like that's a major success. I don't think Guardian Angel will be able to operate the way it needs to without your guidance, your expertise, your knowledge, your wisdom, your efforts, your hard work that you put into our company. I think it's priceless. I don't think you can put a value on how important you and your team are to me, not only professionally, but personally as well. You put your time into yourself and you show that, and you don't gatekeep it. You share it with everyone that you come in contact with, and it's genuine. It's not fake. It's real. And no matter what position or no matter what you implement or whatever you decide to share or give your suggestions on to any company, just by knowing you just for a short amount of time, that what you're saying is not bull. It's going to help you. It's worthy of saying. On everything you say, it has meaning, has a purpose. I feel like it's important to have that person or whatever it is in our company. And without it, we'll drown. It's definitely a fluid experience of up and down, because it's going back to having to learn all these things and not having, the tools in place so you can learn that. It was difficult. It was hard to have to wake up every day and knowing like, man, this is going to be a rough day, because, in the back of your mind, things are not right. Things are not what they should be. But at the same time, you still have to make sure the company's operating the way it should be to support all these other things you need to learn and grow and teach yourself, teach the company. Those are, some constraints. At the beginning, it was definitely heavily operations focused, because we realized very quickly that we were doing everything. I don't want to say we're doing everything wrong. There was a gap in the operations that it was unknown. So we started from step 1, step 2, then we got to step 3, and it was, I don't know. It was a lot of that where we don't know, or we don't know why we did it this way. So it was heavily operations, heavily on everything that we started on was creating operations, the engines, the playbooks, just so everybody can be interchangeable. If somebody leaves, somebody could step in place, and we have those steps and those standards and those guidelines in place. So that was definitely operations heavy in the beginning. One thing we learned from you too is that we always want to be interested in hiring, which in the beginning I didn't understand, but I definitely understand now that we've been growing and we need more people to kind of assist with that as we continue to grow. So when hiring, definitely that was something important. I've learned so much about this being a leader vocally. When you first started, I kind of looked at myself as a leader who doesn't say much. I lead with my actions. I'm going to come in early. I'm going to stay late. I'm going to put in the extra effort. It's not something that needs to be talked about. That was the way I thought of it. That was a leader for myself. When you want to be a leader for other people, you have to follow up with them. You need to communicate with them. You need to make sure they're being heard. You need to understand where they're coming from. Not even meaning that having to say that, oh yeah, you're right, or we're going to do what you're doing. At least make that conscious effort to say, hey, whatever you suggest, I take value in that. It is important and I appreciate that. And we'll take that in consideration. And that's what I've learned to being a better leader is communicating with who I'm leading. Yes, I'm doing it. I'm showing you, but I also have to tell you as well. And so that's what I've definitely learned in leadership. When we first started 2021, when we really sat down and started, we were at about 1.2 million. 2024, right now, we're projected to finish the year at 1.6, 1.7 million in revenue. I think it was like around 30 to 33% increase in revenue in just those 3 years. I think we started midway 2021, so 2.5 years. When we implemented those operations in the playbooks we talked about, I wish I could have like a number to say how much time we saved, but I can definitely say we've saved hours and hours throughout the weeks just by these operations that we've created and made it clear to everyone. Working with Hassan Bash and his team, what you're going to get is a complete overhaul, and not just an overhaul of your company, but overhaul of who you are yourself. He brings positivity. It makes you want to be positive all the time. He brings encouragement. He brings good energy. He brings everything that you would want in somebody that's all about being better personally and for a business is what you're going to get.